So we can control the execution of a program using, for example, the if statement. The if statement helps us execute some code only if a condition evaluates to true. So for example here, this code will be executed only if today is equal to Wednesday. So what I did here is bind the value of this slider to the today object. And the value of 7 means Sunday and 1 means Monday. And as we can see here, this code will be executed only if today is equal to Wednesday. So to do that, I put the slider to the value of 3 for Wednesday. And now the code is executed and Pluto returns it. So we have to move and go to the gym. The only drawback here is that we don't have any value for other days. So what we can do is use the else statement. So with the else statement, we can provide some code that will be executed if the condition is false. I kept the same condition as before, and so now when it's Wednesday, this code is executed as before, but when it's not Wednesday, this code is executed. And so if it's Tuesday, we can chill out because it's not Wednesday yet. And what about if I want to go to the gym on the Mondays too? Well, we can use the else if condition statement. So as before, we can provide a first condition here, is today equal to Monday, and execute this code if it's true. But now we have a second condition, and this condition will be evaluated only if the first condition is false. And as before, if this condition is true, the code inside the condition will be evaluated, and if it's false, it will go to the next section and execute this one. So in this case, today is not Monday and it's not Wednesday too. So it's a little bit like chaining conditions, and you can chain as many conditions as you want. You can start with if today is equal to Monday, if it's not, is today equals to Wednesday, if it's not, is today equals to Friday, and if it's not, we can chill out. And as a side note, in general, it's best practice avoiding code repetition. So avoid copy and pasting a lot of code around, because then it's very difficult to maintain it. So in real life, if you want to code this kind of conditions, you would test if today is in the array of gym days, so Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, else we can chill out. And if you execute this code, you will see that it's giving the same output as before. Let's put it on a new cell. Now it's not gym day, so let's put Monday instead, and now we see that it's Monday, so it's gym day. And the trick here is not writing the day as text, but as code instead. So here what we do is take the value of today, which is an integer, so now it's 1 for Monday, and transform it into the name of the day using the day name function from the dates package, and then interpolate the value using the $sign inside the string. So 1 gives Monday, 2 gives Tuesday, etc. And sometimes the if statement feels a little bit overkill because we just want to execute a little bit of code, a short portion of code, if a condition is true. And in this case, you can use this notation instead. So you put a condition here, true or false, with a question mark, and then Julia will execute this portion of code if the condition is true, or this portion of code if the condition is false. So in our case, for example, we would put the condition here, today is equal to Wednesday, question mark. If it's true, execute this code. If it's false, execute this one. And of course, don't forget the column. And sometimes we don't even need the else statement. I mean, the portion of code that is executed if the condition is not true. And in this case, you can use an even shorter version of conditional execution. And this one is just using the end statement as we saw in another video. In this case, you write your condition, the end statement, and then you put the code that is executed if the condition is true. And this one is using a little bit of magic from Julia, because the right-hand side of the end statement is only evaluated if the first condition is true. So if the condition is false, Julia never executes this portion of code. And the second portion of code doesn't even have to be a boolean. And on the contrary, if you want to execute some code only if the condition is false, you can use the or statement. So for example, you would read if condition is false, execute this one. And this is again some Julia magic, because the second condition of an or statement only execute if the first condition is false, because if it's true, doesn't need to execute the second part because one of the two is true. And if we come back to our first examples, we will write them like this. So if today is Wednesday, it's Wednesday, and if if today is Wednesday, well, we don't execute this. So if today is not Wednesday, we will return it's not Wednesday yet. Okay, and that's it for today. Remember that this video is part of a playlist, so you can follow them in order from that playlist. Thank you for watching, and I see you next time.